name is Kate Quintana. I'll be talking about the short novel There Will Come Soft Rains. August 2026. There Will Come Soft Rains, written by Ray Bradbury. Ray Bradbury was born on August 22nd, 1920, in Joaquin, Illinois. His parents were middle-class workers who worked hard for their family. Because of the Great Depression, the family lost the majority of their money. Therefore, the family moved from Illinois to Tucson, Arizona multiple times. Ray visited numerous carnivals growing up. An encounter with a magician at the carnival was the reason why Ray started his writing. The magician, Mr. Electrical, I Live Forever. He loved to visit the local library and read the fiction and horror books. A move to Los Angeles was a dream come true for Bradbury. He got his first paying job as a writer when a good friend, George Burns, included one of his jokes in the Burns and Allen show. After high school, Bradbury wasn't able to move on to college, as he didn't believe in college. He self-taught himself by going to a library 3 times per week for 10 years. He started his own fan magazine and sold newspapers to pass the time by. When he was 22, he started taking his writing more serious. With over 70 years of experience and 600 pieces of work, he became a very, very well-known writer recognized for his short stories, novels, and plays. He was awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award for all he had accomplished. George Bush awarded him with the National Medal of Arts as well. He wrote well into his 90s with the help of his daughter, even while restricted to a wheelchair. Bradbury passed away June 5th, 2012 at the age of 20 due to a lengthy illness. My initial response to the short story was pure confusion, as I had to read the story several times to understand the meaning behind the talking house in which no one currently lived in. After doing some research and analyzing the short story, I was better able to understand the content. At first, I really didn't like the story, as it seemed more unclear and hard to find the true meaning. However, after I became more familiar with Bradbury's writing style and interpretations, I began to like his clever way of writing and unique imagination. It was then I was able to process his thoughts concerning the story. I liked the length of his story, in a total 4 pages, it was very short and sweet. With that being said, I will now talk about some important interpretations which will help the reader such as you be able to understand the piece more clearly. The short story is titled There Will Come Soft Rains after a randomly selected poem that is read by the house. This is an actual poem by Sarah Tresdell. The poem communicates the ideas of nature will outlast humanity and thrive once man's civilization has become destroyed. The choice of this poem is ironic, considering that the house's family has been destroyed. The silhouettes were burned into the side of the house after the nuclear explosion. The publication date of this story is May 6, 1950. It's significant as well. The nuclear bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki took place in August 1945, just 5 years before Bradbury published this story. There are allusions to the event and both overall themes of the story as well as the details of the story. As mentioned before, a silhouette of the family member was burned into the house, which commonly occurred in Japan after individuals were vaporized by the atomic bomb. The bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were still seared into the public's memory, as Bradbury draws upon this common knowledge based on the story. Not only is there irony in the house selection of the poem, There Will Come Soft Rains, but there is irony in the story as well. Even as nature and the automated house are able to continue for some time, the house eventually crumbles into rubble and can no longer function. Even though the poem insists that the nature will not only survive but thrive after the end of humans, nature is bleak outside of the house. a dog, a beast by nature, is starving and covered in sores. Bradbury focuses on automation and technology advancements showcases in the story as well. The house does everything for the family, and it is through the house's behavior, that we learn more about the people who once lived there. Despite the wonders of automated living, its mindlessness shows. Even as the house is burning down, the kitchen stove continues to churn out breakfast food because of its confusion in the fire engulfing the food with humans eating it. The house, it can supposedly do anything, but it cannot save itself. In many of Bradbury's short stories as well as long novels, he is not hesitant to criticize machines that take the place of humans' thoughts and emotions. Thank you for listening.